Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this from XRP Drops. Brad Garlinghouse says, this is just the beginning. He goes on to talk about Mika. He talks about real-world assets being tokenized. He talks about custody solutions as well. So if Brad is very optimistic about 2025, why are people rushing to sell their XRP? I keep seeing people saying, I'm so worried about what's going to happen with this dip. You know what's going to happen with this dip? This market's going to turn around and XRP is going to achieve a new all-time high. Then it's going to go on to double digits and so on. Why are you so worried about the price of XRP all the time? You know, I sit back and I am fully patient, fully positive, because I know what's coming next. 2025 looks like an absolutely huge year for crypto. Now is not the time to get emotional. Sit back and just wait for it to happen. We still underestimate how big this could be in the next decade or so. Take a listen to what Brad says here.
If you compare the cycle of the adoption of the internet, some people say, oh, the internet kind of was born in the late 90s. It's like, well, actually, the internet was born in the early 70s in kind of a U.S. Department of Defense, ARPANET, and then it evolved in the 90s because it became a whole lot easier to use. You went from really defense and military to they added universities. Then along comes HTML and HTTP, and all of a sudden, and really SMTP, and all of a sudden it was now usable. And then you went through 20 or 30 years of growth that we're seeing and experiencing today in the internet as we know it. I think we're still in the 70s and 80s of blockchain and crypto. It's still, we all have this experience. It's still kind of hard to use often. Like we've all probably, many of us have sent crypto to somebody else, and you send a small transaction to make sure it goes through, and you're like, okay, did you get that? And then there's a whole bunch of things that I think will get easier. And by, I don't want to say hiding the back end. It's just, if we want mass adoption, we need to make it easier in across the board, and that's when the utility and just the opportunity keeps growing. And I think we still underestimate how big this could be in the next decade or so.
And it's not going to take a decade or so for XRP to achieve different price points. But Brad's 100% right. You have to make things easy for people to want to use it. If it's complicated, people just will walk away from it. And that's why you always see different solutions. And every time somebody comes up with a better solution for payments or anything, they always say it's very easy to use. Because if it's easy, it will get adoption. If it's complicated, it's not going to happen. But over time, XRP is going to rise in value. It's not going to take a decade for you to get rich off of XRP. It's just going to have continual upward movement. And it's the same reason I'm always telling you, we need to get passive income. Because if you're getting a monthly check every single month off of your XRP holdings, you're not going to want to sell it. And then you're going to pass it on to your children, and they're going to get monthly payments on that crypto. And then they'll pass it on to your grandchildren, and they will get passive income. But at the same time, the price of these cryptocurrencies are only going to continue to rise. And that will lead you to generational wealth. That's what generational wealth is. But that's why it's so important to not sell your crypto. We're still very early. You see the chart right here. We're not crazy. We're early. Adoption of crypto versus the internet and mobile phones. Kind of looks like the banana zone can be applied here too. So you see, the yellow is mobile phones, the blue is the internet, and the green is crypto. We're still expecting that massive move up for adoption. And it's going to happen quicker than it happened for mobile phones and the internet, because technology moves faster today than it ever has before. The incoming pro-crypto advocates that were appointed by Trump administration will reset the system. Take a listen to this.
Certainly, we're very happy to see the evolution. I think, and Yoni will remember this, prior to the United States SEC getting involved in the crypto market, so this is back in kind of 2018, XRP was the second most valuable digital asset.
Yeah.
Then the SEC starts getting involved and kind of picking winners and picking losers. And, now we're on the other side of that. Well, I think we're largely on the other side of that. The new administration hasn't come in, but, Paul Atkins, the new chair of the SEC, coupled with Scott Bessent, who's the U.S. Treasury Secretary in the Trump administration, I think you really do kind of have, and David Sachs as the effective crypto, he's doing AI and crypto, but these are all, very smart people, very pro-crypto kind of advocacy. And so I think it just totally resets to and reminds people like, hey, back before where all this was going on, there are some really core attributes of XRP as a digital asset and its use case and why people were excited about it. And again, it gets back to some of the scalability, the cost per transaction. And I think now that we're on the other side of that, you're going to see more developers come into the XRP ecosystem. And the people who are nervous about getting involved or even nervous about listing XRP. I think, Team eToro understands this, that I think eToro's U.S. business had to delist XRP, despite a federal judge saying that XRP is not a security because the SEC was, pushing on that. And so, I'm not telling Yodi how to manage his business, but perhaps there's an opportunity as eToro maybe will invest more in the U.S. going forward without having a regular.
So what Brad is telling us is this: once we get this pro-crypto administration in place in January, adoption will begin in the United States. And everything will start to move very quick here in the US as well. But it's going to happen so much quicker than it happened with the internet and cell phones. Crypto is going to rise like never before because technology is not slowing down. Look at AI. I'm expecting a lot of expansion around that in 2025 as well. I'm expecting blockchain and AI to come together like never before. The oldest and only fully compliant and regulated euro stablecoin on the market is coming to ISO 222. Cryptocurrencies including XRP, XDC, and Algorand. You're starting to see how big ISO is going to be for crypto. Everybody's saying, hey, ISO sucks. We have not got any price movement from ISO yet. Wait until it happens. Wait until ISO goes live in November of 2025. Watch how quick the price points change on these ISO cryptocurrencies. Everybody is going to have them. You're going to have another wave of FOMO as ISO goes live. MoneyTap is a joint venture between SBI and Ripple to create a payment app. It runs on Ripple and is XRP enabled in select corridors. What have they been up to this year? We know this is all about tying in XRP to Japan and its banking system. But one thing I want to point out here is this. Ripple owns a third of SBI's MoneyTap blockchain payments platform. Ripple owns a third of that. That's why Japan is pushing full steam ahead with XRP in 2025. I'm waiting to see how much value comes from that as well. This could give us upward movement all throughout 2025. Tether will be excluded from U.S. stablecoin regulations. A 2024 investment research report confirms that upcoming U.S. stablecoin regulations, which will set the groundwork for the stablecoin framework in the United States, will disadvantage non-U.S. entities like Tether. The world's largest economy by GDP has no plans to include the leading stablecoin in its regulations. Like I told you, Tether was great and it had a future under the Biden administration because there was a lot of corruption and money laundering going on. Under Trump, that's going to change. I don't see Tether having a future in the United States. Then this came out today. Bitcoin supply may not be fixed at 21 million, says Blackrock. And right away, all these Bitcoin maxis said that's FUD and misinformation, underhanded, laughable, and a homophobic euphemism for retarded. The topic immediately trended on X. I told you from day one, BlackRock getting involved with Bitcoin was not going to be bullish for Bitcoin investors, but nobody wanted to listen. They're even talking about a fork happening as well. BlackRock is telling you what's coming next for Bitcoin. I still think they're going to tokenize all those Bitcoin ETFs on other networks. They're going to tokenize Bitcoin on other networks. It's just a matter of time. And whenever they tell you that it's going to take until the year 2140, this is going to happen in the next 5 years. People don't want to admit it. Bitcoin maxis don't want to face the facts. I expect this to happen quicker than people think. I said 2030. I think it's going to happen even sooner than that. And then this was also another post. Whoever controls the hash rate sets the rules, which is the large miners. It's a good thing BlackRock is not involved in mining. Oh, wait, it is. BlackRock loads up on Bitcoin mining stocks. You know who's in control right now? China. You don't think that's going to be a problem for Trump? Wait until Trump is at the White House and people are expecting this Bitcoin reserve, which I think is total nonsense and it should never even happen. It's stupid. And most of the OG Bitcoin holders would agree with that. It's just this new wave of Bitcoin maxis, these Sailor followers that only believe anything that Sailor spoon feeds them. Here's the way I look at it. Trump knows that China is controlling the mining. Trump is not going to take a reserve on something that China can control. And they are the ones that are setting the rules. And BlackRock is also looking to take control of Bitcoin as well. Nothing going forward looks good at all for Bitcoin, in my opinion. The fall of Tether is going to be the first major black swan. I think this is all leading up to that controlled crisis that people are expecting in the XRP community. Remember, it always was a crisis before the rise of the Phoenix. So think about it like this. Tether collapses. All of a sudden, Bitcoin starts collapsing out with it. BlackRock is already out. Sailor most likely already out. Retail will be their exit liquidity. Then all of a sudden, they will come up with a solution to the crisis. They already have the solution. RLUSD is going to replace Tether in the United States. XRP is going to be moving the US dollar. I think Trump was already talking about that back in 2017 and 2018 with Ripple. Fast forward, here we are in 2024. Trump is about to take the White House in 2025, meeting with Ripple over the summer. Everything that we're watching has been planned out a long time ago. Trump calls for abolishing the debt ceiling amid record high U.S. national debt. They're going to abolish the debt ceiling. And right away, people said they're going to turn on the money printer and it's going to be very bullish. No, what's coming in 2025 is the new U.S. Treasury dollar. They're not worried about the debt right now because the debt is just going to be gone. We are going to go into a gold-backed system. That's what I foresee happening. I think that the Fed, Jerome Powell, will be in place until 2026, and then I think they'll end the Fed as well. I also think there's a good chance of them ending the IRS as well. But you could see it coming. Even Trump saying that we're going to enter the golden age should be the first hint at what's going to happen going forward. Amazon workers begin nationwide strike, largest ever, and they're doing this ahead of Christmas. Think about that. They picked this timing perfectly. But when you see this happening, You know Amazon is pushing for automation. They're going to push forward with AI in 2025. Everybody, and I agree with a lot of Amazon workers. I know people that work at Amazon. They are underpaid for what they have to do and for what they have to put up with. I do believe they need more money. But I think this strike is also going to push Amazon quicker into the automation and AI. I think the same thing is going to happen with the ports. I know they signed that contract about not having automation and things like that. But here's what happens. They come out and they say, hey, listen, we're going to give you a check and we are no longer going to need your services, because the world is going to push in that direction anyway. Look at China, fully automated ports. Other countries going towards digital trade. Everything is already shifting. We're going to see more rise of AI in 2025. We're going to see the rise of automation. People are going to end up losing jobs. And it's going to lead us to UBI. And UBI is already being tested in a lot of states in the United States. But everything that we've always talked about on this channel is leading in this direction. And it's happening in real time. But like I always tell you, AI cannot take your job if you're already retired. That's why you stay invested in a cryptocurrency like XRP. It could retire you early. It could give you financial freedom. But you have to be able to continue to hold it. You can't sell every time there's a red day. You can't lose faith because today was a red day. You gotta stay committed. You gotta make sure you're here when XRP is achieving new all-time high after new all-time high. And that is coming in 2025 as well. But until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and we will get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.